Welcome back, everybody, to the Derby City Fandom podcast. Today, we are going to cover one of our more requested topics. Colin, you look excited. Jake, I know, is probably also excited, but he's kind of guarding his expression at the moment. So today, we are talking Hamilton, our first musical episode.
Hamilton.
Yes, we're going to have our very own cabinet meeting or cabinet battle.
Cabinet battle.
Cabinet battle. Yeah.
I'm going to try my best not to sing this episode, so I'm sure no one wants to hear that. But
I mean, or do, and we can find a way to monetize
I just love it.
Take your shot, man.
No.
Do it.
Some shots aren't worth taking.
You know.
I'm not going to waste my shot. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Something. Story of tonight, I guess. I don't know. Are we just going to casually reference all of the
young, scrappy, and hungry?
Yeah,
Did
all
you guys,
like 46 different musical numbers in this 2-hour, 40-minute experience.
Yeah, it's kind of lengthy. Dude, Colin, you said you recently rewatched it, right? Kenny, did you get a chance to?
Yeah. I think Colin and I both pretty much watched it yesterday.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep, I watched it yesterday, and
Just as a rewatch.
about 2 months ago, I watched it, and I've even seen it in theater. Well,
Nice.
live, I guess.
Oh, did you see it live?
Yeah,
Damn, okay.
Here in town, or
Yeah.
did you see it actually in New
Downtown.
York?
Yeah.
Kenny, did you see it live?
I have not seen it live. The only musical I've seen live, it was The Lion King.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I like The Lion King, but come
Yeah.
on, that's the only one you've seen. Come on, I've seen.
Wicked.
I
I've
mean-
seen Wicked. Wicked's pretty good.
Used to bartend, man. It was hard to get away for the night.
Would you say Wicked?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like Wicked.
Okay, Wicked's solid.
Wicked's pretty
Lion
good.
King's probably pretty cool. I go see Lion King.
It's entertaining.
I've seen the one
I
at
prefer
Disney.
Wicked over Lion King personally.
Yeah,
I hope I get some like jabs in the comments or something with that.
Yes, get him comments.
I didn't see Hamilton live though. I've only seen it on the Disney Plus. I regret not. I mean, I guess it's still not too late. I don't know if it's still.
It's still in rotation.
But I feel like I don't know. I'm sure it's still fantastic with a different cast. But I would have loved to see it.
It's
the original crew.
not the original cast.
Not
So
anymore.
when they were on tour and they came into town, it was not an original cast. But the cast that came in and performed Hamilton, phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm sure they're still really good.
Yeah. Nothing about it was changed. There's some, obvious actors that couldn't quite reach key, but you know what? We're talking about professionals here, so everybody's different. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Did you think it was better live, Colin?
Yeah,
Didn't watch it on
absolutely.
Disney Plus on your
Dude,
home?
if you go
In your pajamas?
into it thinking like I've seen the movie on Disney Plus, you're gonna enjoy it live better. But if you haven't seen anything at all and you just go into this not knowing a single thing, you are going to have a blast.
Nice.
Yeah. While I haven't seen it live, I think that just the cinematography, the camera angles, the usage of the stage, the background company, the moving parts to Hamilton that don't involve the song are really well done and well choreographed.
Mm-hmm.
So I know we kind of wanted to do like our top 5 here, probably later on. The general story of Hamilton being the story of founding father Alexander Hamilton and all of his fun stuff back when America was not quite yet America.
Kenny, I'm gonna give a better synopsis.
Go for it.
The musical tells the story of American founding father, Alexander Hamilton, who fought in the American Revolutionary War, helped draft the Constitution, and served as the first Secretary of Treasury. He was the founder and chief architect of the American financial system. Wrote all that down. Maybe I copy and pasted. Fuck it.
Who knows? But yes, general gist of it. And all of his stuff. So we get a lot of fun numbers, a lot of fun songs.
Oh, yeah. But first, before we get into all that, we have to do our ratings.
Yes, go for it. So how I'm curious. Did you also get how the public viewed the live action?
That's what I have.
Well, I guess it's all live action, but like the theater version as opposed to.
Oh,
like,
actually,
Disney
no,
Plus.
I did not. I just got the IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, but it probably isn't about the same.
It's probably
range.
about the same, I imagine.
It has to be the same. I mean, I've only seen it live. I mean, I've only seen it on my TV screen. I don't think that's fair. I'm sure it'd be more fun to see it live in the actual theater Broadway setting.
Sure.
But not everyone has that luxury though. So.
All right, but give us those ratings.
Y'all want to take a guess, or you just want me to straight up tell you?
I know it was.
Has to be.
I know it was like one of the most well-received ones in like several years. So I'm going to say it is like an 8.5 to an. I'm going to go 9. It's a 9.
I'm going 9.
Or I guess 90%.
All right, so IMDb has it at 8.3 out of 10.
Okay.
Seems low. But, all right.
I agree. That does seem low. Rotten Tomatoes, 98%.
Yeah. See.
Seems about right. I just think they killed it. You would never think that they can make effectively who is some crusty dead white guy to us nowadays. Like a interesting character to make like an entire musical based around. And they do a damn fine job at it.
Yeah, so Lin-Manuel Miranda is the sole writer of Hamilton and receives $160,000 per week in royalties.
I believe it. I mean, he was also Hamilton within Hamilton. So that makes sense.
He wrote it all. He had a director. I forget what the director, Thomas Cale, who directed, but Thomas Cale and Lin-Manuel Miranda produced it as well.
Yes.
And it was filmed
Where is
at
he
the
from, Kenny?
Richard Rogers
Manuel?
Theater.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico, I believe.
Is he Puerto Rican?
Google it. It says it right there. Doesn't it?
Well, I guess he's
New York City.
New York City, but
Or I guess what's his descent? I don't know. We'll look into it. Puerto Rican. There it is.
yeah.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking.
Yep, yep,
I
yep,
could
yep.
have sworn he was Puerto Rican.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Richard Rogers Theater in New York. That's where that was filmed. All right, let's move on to the cast.
Sure.
So we got Lin-Manuel Miranda, Leslie Odom Jr., Philippa So, Jonathan Groff, David Diggs, and a bunch more. I'm not going to list them all, but
The primary people, yeah. I think you did a good job.
Who is your all's favorite actor?
I'll be the first one to go. My favorite scenes are the ones with the king. So
Jonathan Groff, yeah.
yeah.
Jonathan Groff.
I mean, I absolutely love Hamilton, and I love his interactions, especially with Burr and Jefferson, and even George Washington.
That's Burr, sir, to you.
Yeah.
But I think just from an audience perspective, from my opinion, I just thought it was hilarious how they portrayed the king and just the sarcasm and the comedic relief.
He's just there in the
hilarious.
background, like fuming the entire time, and it's great.
Yeah, and his facial expressions, and I don't like everything about it. And actually, I went down a rabbit hole because if you notice I'm sure, obviously he did it live, but it was one of the very first things I noticed on the Disney one. Like he's like a spitter, like he's always spitting.
You see him spit.
And I went down a rabbit hole. Like I didn't know that was a common theme for like Broadway actors. Like some of them do it, but some of them don't. I was like, it was an interesting read. I was like, I never knew that.
Yeah, every single close-up shot that they have of Jonathan Groff, basically his lips are like soaking wet. So yeah, that is very common.
Yeah. So I just thought he was like, man, is he just trying to like do this like weird accent? And he's just struggling, like how he's keeping his lips. But
He's
like,
just doing a real good job making fun of King George.
Yeah, well, I thought like maybe that was it too. I was like, maybe this is just like another joke toward King George. Like I don't know, King George had some lisp or something. I don't know, but
Right. Oh, geez. I think my favorite was David and
Diggs.
David Diggs and his portrayal of Thomas Jefferson.
And Lafayette.
and Lafayette, but I think I enjoyed his Thomas Jefferson a lot more. Oh, geez. It's like, what I miss?
Yeah, I like some of the dings that they throw at him. At Thomas Jefferson, they're always like, "Well, you were over in France getting high while we were actually over here."
Freaking over in Monticello. Yeah, man. Absolutely.
I never really viewed American history that way. I was like, "Yeah, but it's so true."
It's like Jefferson was about as far removed from the actual war
What the fuck did you do, man?
as they could.
100%. Mine, Kenny, actually is the same, David, but I think I favor more Lafayette over Jefferson.
Okay, fair.
Dude, just him in the beginning.
Da, 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 da.
When he's talking, just the one thing that comes to mind is when he's talking about, when he's like, anarchy, anarchy. And he brings out that English accent real quick. I just like that. That just cracks me up so freaking hard.
Yeah.
But obviously, you know, Lin-Manuel and what's her name, Philippa, she did a good job. You know, all the Schuyler sisters.
Except for Peggy.
No, no, she did a great job.
She did a great job saying her name was Peggy.
When she plays what's her face, crap, what for the pamphlet. She plays the one girl. Hold on.
She plays Maria Reynolds and Peggy Schuler.
Yeah, so phenomenal. I think the women on there, their vocal range was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And especially what's her face when she does her little rap there.
Angelica?
Yeah.
I think I like Angelica Schuler a lot more out of the Schuyler. I'm reading what I have written down. It's just like, that's not how you pronounce it. But yeah, I liked her interpretation. One of my more favorite songs is when she has like the rewind scene where she plays like that night back in her head.
Yeah.
I guess it's entirely towards like the crowd, right?
Yep.
But it's just like, I have to consider my position, but damn, Hamilton though.
Mm-hmm. So
you're killing me, Jake.
Was that your favorite song, or is that number 5 for
No,
you?
so I guess we can go to.
I think we should just go around and do 5, and then 4, and then 3.
Sure.
All right. So, Jake, what's your 5th favorite? Not number 1, number 5.
It was so tough. I had probably one of the Cabinet Battle songs. Mm-hmm. Cabinet Battle 2, maybe, I don't know. Pick one.
Yeah.
One of those two. That was my 5-4 to make it easy. Well, myself.
Fair enough. So I actually kind of struggled with the 5th one, but for number 5, I think I have Hurricane put in, not because like it was a super like catchy song or anything. I just enjoyed how they interpreted a hurricane on stage with how the different parts of the stage rotate on the Disney Plus version. I don't know if they had
the live
in
version.
the live version.
They did have that little.
They
wheel.
do? Okay, cool.
Yep.
Because I think that effect of there being just the two parts of the stage that can rotate at different speeds, and then you have the company just, blacked out. You see them like carrying like furniture and different stuff, and it just like blowing around the characters, and how they choreographed that I thought was
so. If you look
great.
at that scene, there's an aerial shot, somewhat aerial, I guess,
Sure.
of when he's standing there, singing that part of the song. Everything around him has that dark blue.
Yeah.
But right where he is standing
At
has
the
that
eye.
yellow of the eye of the hurricane has that yellow, and that's part of the lyrics in the song.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought that the lighting for that particular song is
Yes, I think that is probably my favorite, like how it's staged song.
Yeah. So my number 5 was "Say No to This." That's when the chick comes and knocks on Hamilton's door, and they have an affair.
Yep.
Dang.
For $30, dude, that is a lot of money back then. That is like an absurd amount. Yeah, it was $30 was the offer, I think, for like the loan that I guess he gave her before the affair actually happened. It's like that is like an absurd amount of money. That ends up being like several hundred.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
Yeah. All right. Number 4. You want me to go first?
I'm sticking with Cabinet Battle.
Okay, so
I like
you got
those
you got the two
Those are
cabinet
my,
battles in there.
My
Okay,
5th and 4th. Yep.
Okay.
fair enough.
Go ahead, Kenny.
So this one I have Satisfied as, just because it's one of the more reoccurring themes.
Yeah.
So the initial singing of Satisfied, I think, does a good job of setting up Alexander's character. Just as a person that is never satisfied. It's in the song. Right? He's constantly trying to make a name for himself because he basically grew up with nothing. Grew up without really a family. His mother died in the same room as him while they were both like ill with something or another. I forget.
Yes.
I don't think they describe it in the play, or the musical. But just him constantly not wanting to settle is where I kind of put that song, as it is the best way to describe his character. And Colin, what is your number 4?
My number 4 is What Comes Next with Jonathan Groff.
What comes next?
Soon you'll see. Exactly. No, so for those of you that don't know, Jonathan Groff, he's a very good singer. You find him in a bunch of movies and TV shows. You probably most recognize him from Glee.
Right.
But yeah, his stage performance, his engagement with the audience, and all of that just blows me away. He did a fantastic job. Even the guy that portrayed the king, when I saw it live, I thought he did a good job too. Nothing in comparison to Jonathan, of course, but he still did a good job. Mm-hmm. But so yeah, that's my number 4. Let's move on to number 3.
My number 3 was, hopefully I got the name of it right, You'll Be Satisfied.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of the toast song about the wedding. I just absolutely loved it. I thought it was fun. I love listening to the lyrics. That whole watching the scene and everything. I just loved everything about it. It was very catchy for me, so I put that as my number 3.
Okay. Fair enough. My number 3, throwing some credit to Mr. Diggs again, David. Yes. But What I'd Miss. What I Miss, man.
Yeah,
just the best
pretty
introduction to that character. It's like just at the beginning of the second act. It's just like how do we introduce this character that I guess historically has been overseas during the majority of the war? And his sudden inclusion into, politics after the fact.
Yeah, as soon as he gets back from Monticello, he basically is
Smoking a
summoned
bunch of weed, getting high with the French.
He's summoned to basically do a bunch of politic shit.
Yes, basically just help Washington. And then, after Washington moves on, how do they, figure out what's next?
Exactly.
As the king describes.
John Adams.
Yes, John Adams. Not a musical number, but I particularly enjoy how they just constantly just shit on John Adams throughout the entire thing. I know nothing about John Adams historically speaking, but if I am to take Hamilton, it sounds like it didn't go particularly well. Granted, the guy was the second president.
There's a
ever. So,
there's an Atom series on, I believe, HBO.
oh, has there been something in regards to him? Okay.
Yes.
It's all right.
He's played by Paul Giamatti, I believe.
Oh, Giamatti. Okay. Curious then.
It was okay.
Yeah, it's all right. What was your number 3, Colin?
My number 3 is
Colin's giving me the stare down. Are you trying to make me guess what your number 3 is?
wait for it.
Drum roll?
My number 3 is wait for it.
Oh my gosh.
I hate it.
Which one?
Leslie Odom.
Pull the lyrics.
Yeah.
That's the song where he's saying basically wait for it, and he's oh my god, I'm gonna have to look this up real quick.
That is with Burr saying that he's going to wait for his time to make his move.
Yeah, it's basically after. It's pretty much basically
Theodosia.
after Satisfied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is where we see Burr talk about how he wants to, be with Theodosia.
Theodosia. Her husband is up in Georgia.
Yes, a British general.
British officer.
Or officer, whichever.
Yeah, man.
And all the stuff that are involved in that. But yeah, no, Wait For It is solid. He does a real good job also kind of describing Burr's particular problem as a character, that in comparison to Hamilton, Burr is just kind of waiting for the right moment, while Hamilton is creating the moments for himself.
Yeah. I agree with that. That's fair to say. All right, number 2, Jake.
Number 2.
It was tough between 2 and 3. I really liked Satisfied, but I gave Washington on Your Side the slight nudge. It was well written. I thought it was entertaining, interesting. I think it really portrayed the whole concept of like what was going on then, like the politics and the divide, the state versus federal, whatever.
Okay.
So I thought it was just really clever.
Yeah.
So I put Washington on Your Side as my number 2.
Okay. So, my number 2, my running theme is also just songs that tend to appear in other ways throughout the musical. So, my number 2 is My Shot. I just think, along with Satisfied, it does a great job describing the young upstart, while Hamilton is a lot younger.
I would assume
Drinking with the
has
boys.
My Shot, but I don't know. We'll see if I'm right or not. No, that's a good one, Kenny. I like My Shot.
Yeah.
My number 2
Oh,
is also My Shot.
I knew it.
Colin and I have similar tastes.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far, buddy. But no, My Shot is definitely up there. It's the second or third song on the roster there. But
Yeah, I think it's just straight up like the third song.
anyway, so yeah, you have everybody out there singing this song, the choreography that goes along with it, the lights, moving all of the props, the stairs. I don't know if you've all noticed, but moving those stairs, it's not an easy thing.
Those things are heavy.
It is not light. So keep this in mind. Like, while these guys and girls are out there singing, they're moving around, exerting energy and doing dancing. So not only are they freaking burning calories and all this, that is a lot of energy exerted.
Yeah.
And it's
It's
hard work.
You
It's
see them
freaking-
sweat when they do the
It's
close-ups.
freaking
They
hard
are
work, man.
burning up in those costumes.
Not bad.
Good job on the costume design, by the way.
It's
But-
super impressive to me how you have some kind of play and they're out there doing choreography and they have like a break or something and they start singing, but they're not really moving around. But in Hamilton, I don't think really there's maybe one instance that comes to mind where they're really not moving, or one particular individual is not moving, but she's singing, and that's Eliza when she's burning the letters and shit.
Yes.
But the rest of that play, everyone is moving and singing and freaking doing like flips and a bunch of other shit. They're actually not doing flips, but you know what I mean? Like,
That'd be crazy if they were doing flips and shit.
like that's super freaking cool to me, and that's why I love theater. I have no theater experience whatsoever, but I will definitely go see a play anytime.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Number one.
Number one.
One.
I'll start here because I got a tie. So my I guess just general favorite, because I love David so much and his portrayal, that I have Cabinet Battle number one
Oh, nice.
as kind of tied for first place. But I also have the Election of 1800 up there too,
Wow,
where
that's-
you see Burr just get stunned when he realized that this person that he's been like frenemies with his entire life finally just goes like, yeah, no, you've been too passive. I can't choose you to be the next guy.
I would have never guessed that for a pick, Kenny.
Okay.
Cabinet Battle. I really, but I mean, they're all really good. I'm not knocking any of them, but yeah.
Some of the numbers are stronger than others, though. I will go as far as to say
It's
that.
all about preference and how you relate to the song and
Yeah,
what
subjective.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll go. I'll let Colin go last. I I stuck with the King George III, man. Jonathan Groff. The "You'll Be Back." I just if there was one song that I listened to like after watching it, I don't want to say consistently. I don't want to be called that big of a nerd or loser, but that was one. Like that was one of them on YouTube that I downloaded and had on my playlist. Was "You'll Be Back." I just loved it. It was so clever and funny, and watching Jonathan, especially Jonathan Groff, like watching his mannerisms, and it's just like as an American, I just find it so freaking hilarious. I
Down with the
loved it
British.
so much. I know.
You say down with the British?
I did.
Amen.
All right, Colin. What is your favorite? Number one.
My number one is actually Kenny's number 5,
Ooh,
Okay.
interesting.
Hurricane.
Hurricane.
So, like, I'm not going to repeat myself because kind of went into it a little bit earlier, but just that beginning keyboard is phenomenal. I love it. It's so catchy. The build, when you're watching the actual show, the lights, everything that goes on, and it basically just builds the entire time onto the Reynolds pamphlet, which is the very next song. And basically he just, obviously he writes all of his confessions down and kind of shoots himself in the foot with that. It's a bold move. It's a very bold move on his part.
Crazy way to prove your innocence is by dragging your family's name through the dirt.
Yeah, but no. So for me, Hurricane is number one for me. I've thought about this a lot since I first saw it years ago, and I'm gonna stick with Hurricane.
Nice. Cool.
All right.
So I ended up Googling some fun facts.
All right.
about
Fun
Ham.
fact us.
And I found that a lot of them were actually, they were pretty cool, and some of them I actually already knew. But for those that don't know, this will be very informative.
Sure.
And educational.
Inform me, for I know nothing.
So, fun fact number one about Hamilton.
This is the way.
It's actually not the first time that Hamilton's story has hit the stage.
Oh.
I did know that.
Hamilton was
Saying it's
also
a remake?
So it was also the name of a 1917 Broadway play written by a woman named Mary Hamlin and starring George Arliss as Hamilton.
Yes.
So, I did not know that.
So that was the first one. The one that we're talking about now is based on a book by Ron Chernow, I believe. I might be mispronouncing that. Correct?
I'll take your word for it. I actually don't know that.
But the musical is based on a separate book, but that I believe came out in 2004 or so.
So fun fact number 2. It was inspired in part by Les Mis.
The French Revolution.
Yes. Les Miserables.
I could see it. Yeah.
Partly.
Jean Valjean.
There's some other inspiration behind it, but I thought that was worth mentioning. And Jake, you're gonna like this one.
Uh-oh.
Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote King George's song in Hamilton, "You'll Be Back," on his honeymoon.
Where was he? What?
That
That's
I don't
a random
know.
fact. What?
That I don't know. I don't know where he went on his honeymoon, and I'm not gonna Google it.
One of my not to interrupt you, Colin, but one of my favorite, I guess, stories. I remember watching an interview with Miranda. Whatever, he's being interviewed by one of like the legacy media, like ABC or something, and he's telling this story of the British royal family was in the audience, like when it was still on Broadway in New York.
Sure.
I don't know, Kate and is it William? I don't know. Whatever. Some like the modern British royal family were there. He's telling us his interview story. He's like, yeah, I thought it was so awkward. He's like, here I am, like wrote all these songs, and we have this play like making fun of their, great grandpa or whatever. I just remember this in there as an American. I was like, that is freaking hilarious. I love it.
Down with the British. Yeah, I love that. So Miranda also wrote "Wait for It" on the subway.
I can believe that.
He wrote
Wait for it.
Oh wait! Oh my God! It gets me every time. I was like actually waiting for him to.
No, the song "Wait for It."
I know. I was actually waiting.
I think he was
to,
waiting for you to say something after "Wait for It."
That's the second time you got me.
Yes.
That's also why that song is so freaking fantastic, because of those pauses in the song. Now they're not like more than 2-3 seconds long, but
Just enough to make you wonder.
just to mess with you guys, it is actually kind of been fun a little bit.
He wrote it on the subway, huh?
Wrote it on the subway.
I guess he was waiting for it.
Now this last one that I have, I think is probably the coolest one.
All right. Hit us with your cool facts.
It was made in China.
No, not yet, at least.
You take that back.
I take it back.
I have
It
to
was a
imagine.
joke. It was a joke.
I have to imagine it's been adopted into different languages by this point.
Anyway, so the Stars of Hamilton helped raise money for the orphanage Eliza Hamilton started.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, that's pretty neat.
Isn't it?
That's a full circle, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, be like, hey, we're going to casually talk about your founder's husband and how he goes from being like a good guy to a dirtbag to being a good guy again.
You mean the wife, Eliza,
Yes, but
not the husband.
So are they still touring?
What you mean?
Is it still like? Are they coming back to Louisville? You guys
Probably
know?
not.
Don't know. Are they still?
I mean, it's a different cast at this point.
I know, not Miranda, but do they have any type of? I don't know.
Hard to say.
That
If
may,
you know, let us know in the comments. I'm looking at the screen that Kenny has pulled up. Looks like they were in Germany last year, but I'm sure
Yeah.
COVID-19 probably ruined everything per usual.
Per usual.
whatever. Just if you want to see it, just put on Disney Plus and have some popcorn.
I would love to
and,
see it live, though, man. I would love to see it live.
Well, they're not going to
Missed
be.
my chance.
Well,
Yeah, you did.
yeah.
I waited
did.
for it and
Thank you.
did not
Thank
take
you.
my shot.
Yeah, you gotta take your
Oh,
shot, man.
gosh.
And
I
I
should
don't
just
think
end-
they'll be back.
Freaking.
I should just end this
Dude,
episode now.
You gotta be like the U.S. You gotta be young, scrappy, and hungry.
Just
Yeah.
one last time.
I thought you were going to say, like, well, you just got to burn it or something.
And they'll blow us all away.
Like a hurricane.
Like a hurricane. Nonstop.
I'm
Yes.
telling you, dude.
And we will be satisfied.
Watch on Disney Plus that song "Hurricane" again. I'm telling you, dude. It's fun.
I agree with you, Colin.
I love it. I love it. I love it. It's freaking great.
All right.
All right, you wanna have out your all's closing thoughts?
Absolutely loved it. It's great. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. Go watch it. Quit living underneath a rock. It's really fantastic. I regret not seeing it live. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one day we'll have another chance to do it. But for now, just enjoy it. Yeah, it was absolutely amazing.
I agree with Jake. Definitely go watch it live if you can. You can settle for the Disney Plus version. Disney Plus does a fantastic job just with how the choreography and the camera work is done. I think it is quite swell. Otherwise, I don't think I have too much more to say. It's definitely worth your time. Go watch it. Probably the best musical since, well, Wicked.
Whoa.
Strong words, I know.
Whoa. There's some good musicals out there, buddy. There's
None that I've seen.
Before Colin gives his last remarks, did you guys see? I think this is right. I don't think it's fake news or whatever. But is Miranda? Did he write some songs for the upcoming Little Mermaid? I think he did. So might get a little treat.
I wouldn't be surprised. I know that.
So there you go, Colin. If you like his music, the upcoming.
Yeah, it
Little
looks like
Mermaid
he's
live
credited.
action.
Yeah, I have some reservations about the live action Little Mermaid, but I'll probably end up going to see it. But
Gotta give it a shot.
I just won't have any expectations.
Set the bar low, and you won't
There
be
you
as
go.
disappointed.
But tying it to Hamilton, there's some songs out there for you.
Yeah.
All right. So I wrote down my review.
Okay.
I actually wrote it out on my phone, so I have a couple paragraphs.
Is this going to be biased based on your Irish descent? Because you hate the British.
What? Oh, I'm like, where is this going?
Anywho,
I'll wait for it.
So what I wrote down, this is going to sound scripted because it is, because I actually typed this out. Anywho, so I don't have any theater experience whatsoever, like I mentioned earlier. But having had friends in that realm and learning over the years and becoming the nerd that I am today, we're doing a podcast. I'm obviously a freaking nerd. With music background, appreciation, just wanting to engage and learn about it is an absolute pleasure for me. So for those that know me, know I have a deep connection and heavy roots into music and dance. My first introduction to it was through Riverdance.
Oh my gosh.
For those that don't know what
It would be
Riverdance is, it's an Irish jig. Just think about Michael Flatley and Gia Butler and everything. So that was introduced to me at a very young age. I'm talking like 4 or 5 years old.
He was river dancing since he was 4.
Yeah, so like watching Gene Butler and Michael Flatley, yes, the Irish jig guy whose legs flail about as if independent from his body, as Chandler Bing puts it from the show Friends.
Yes, I remember that.
Love it. Anyways, the cast overall was phenomenal. Vocal ranges going from soprano to bass was impressive. Choreography was exhilarating yet exhausting, like I said before. Even more impressed with choreography while actors were singing. Not an easy task. The dramatic themes kept me on the edge of my seat. The songs are catchy, engaging, and memorable. I've only seen it in theaters once, but numerous times on screen. So if you haven't seen Hamilton in theaters or on Disney Plus, definitely suggest you watch. So other than that, let us know your thoughts. Comment, subscribe, follow, and like us at Derby City Fandom. This may be in the top 5 of episodes we've ever done personally. I freaking love this episode. This is great. And I'm going to make a vow right now.
Okay. Tell us your vow.
Y'all ready for this?
Yes.
So, if we get over 123 views on this episode, or 10 more subscribers, whichever comes first, I will post a reel of me river dancing in a shamrock suit.
Oh. How very enticing. I don't know if that draws an interesting line in the sand.
Let's make it happen.
Yes.
I would love to see some river dance. Let's make it happen.
If you want to see me river dance, 123 views for this particular episode or 10 more subscribers.
Yeah, we'll We'll have you like river dance in front of the green screen or something.
No, this is probably gonna be a at home kind of jig. Get it? That was kind of punny. So anyway, that's all I've got.
Yeah, I'm good, friend. Thanks everybody for listening.
Yes.
Till next time.
Till next time.
YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Give us a follow.
Give us a follow. Leave us a review. So with that, have a nice day.